You are now listening to the Inner Circle Podcast Network.
Hashtag no offense uses strong language and is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised. Hashtag no offense.
Good.
You're an amateur.
I am. I'm on now. I'm recording now. Are you?
All right, so what's up, kAZual?
Shut up. See what I gotta deal with?
Act like you don't like
There's
it.
actually like a construction company, and that's what it has on the doors. It says kAZual. It's just missing the A, but I crack up every time I see it. Everybody sends me Snapchats. They're like, "Dude, I didn't know you had your own construction."
like-
and I'm just like, "Okay, whatever."
It's like, bitch is missing a letter.
Right? kAZual. Or what did you say? Like fucking Gozer and kAZual. There is no Dana, only Zool.
I'm the keymaster, bitch.
The keymaster. Gozer the Gozerian.
She's flexing like she got movie knowledge, but knowing that she just listened to that Failing Hollywood where y'all were talking about it.
About Ghostbusters?
Yeah,
I know
That's
Slimer
where
and
you're
the
pulling all
Marshmallow
the
Man.
fucking shit from, dude. Welcome back to another episode of Hashtag No Offense. My name is Chris, sitting here with my beautiful lady, the Duchess,
What's up?
and gracing us on the computer screen. I was going to say in the studio, but we're not that lucky. We got the homie kAZual from the Hood Diner podcast. What's up, brother?
What's good, baby? How y'all doing?
Oh, you know, just another day running around doing a thing. I feel like every time we have guests, we got to apologize for keeping you waiting. So I apologize, dude. But you know what? It's not only were we late, but then we had a mix up too because you're living out there lawless, not doing daylight savings times and shit, just out there governing your own.
Right, it's
selves.
the West out here, man. Mountain time is what it is. It's not Pacific. It's like Arizona's on its own shit. They're like, no, we're good. I guess you have to they have to turn back the clocks because it's supposed to get later, sooner, or something like that, or it could be the reverse of that. I don't really know what that shit is. But we don't do it in Arizona, so I've never really known. But yeah, I thought that we were 3 hours apart. So an hour ago, I'm right here. I'm all getting everything ready. I'm like ready to go, and yeah, I was an hour off. So, but it's all good. I kept myself busy for an hour, and here we are, baby.
And we're sitting in the dojo, and then she's like, "Hey, I need limes for drinks." So we had to run to the store, and then didn't get no ice, so she ain't got no goddamn drinks anyway.
I gotta drink cans. I gotta drink out of cans tonight. That's
okay.
All right,
I'm drinking lemonade right now, so I'm with you.
well, it's early for you. Our day's done.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Kaz, each and every week we are brought to you by Hemp Bombs. Hemp Bombs is the official CBD sponsor of the Hashtag No Offense show. Did you know that?
I'm sure he does.
Yes, it is. I'm very well aware.
Well, for the uninitiated, Hemp Bombs are specifically formulated to provide consumers with a quality CBD product at an affordable price. The many benefits include reduced anxiety, increased sense of relaxation, reduction of aches and pains, mood enhancement, and deeper, more restful sleep. Come in a wide variety of products, including oils, e-liquids, gummies, suckers, vapes, even products for your pet. Mm-hmm. Did you ever get some for Obi Trice?
Dude, I've been fucking.
I know you mentioned
spending my mother in other directions, but I need to get him some.
I
need to get him some before we go on the next road trip with him, because that's when I bet he would benefit from that, something to keep him a little more mellow. I feel like he's kind of restless and can't really relax in the car. Yeah. He kind of trips out. You know what I mean? We've tried to put him in the back seat and shit. Oh, hell no. My lady's got to hold him, or she puts him on the floorboard in front of her, like if he does get tired. But most of the time he wants to be like on both our laps and shit. And
dude,
I'm going to try this CBD though. I'm going to try it.
My uncle's dog has crazy anxiety, and they bought him this fucking compression shirt called a Thunder Vest, because it's for the storm, like for when it rains. You know, like he freaks out when it thunders, and it's called a Thunder shirt.
It's called Thunder shirt. This bitch is eating through 4 drywalls. He had to replace so much drywall in his house.
He loses his mind and he just starts eating the wall. This motherfucker just starts chewing the wall.
So dumb.
Okay.
So I think they finally got him on the drips too, but he's old now.
He's old. He don't give a fuck
anymore.
Dude.
I'm gonna have to reach out to them, man. I'm see if I can get you a complimentary bag of CBD biscuits for the Obi man.
Yeah,
okay.
Requesting our monthlies.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll appreciate it.
I wish I could get him the leaded version like y'all enjoy, but you know,
right?
Rules and regulations are what they are.
That's all right, man. With time comes change. So
that's it. Check out hempbombs.com. Use code word HTNOS. Save 20% on whatever you decide to order. That's HTNOS at hempbombs.com. We're also sponsored by Onnit.com. Onnit is a health and fitness juggernaut dedicated to delivering complete and total human optimization through a wide variety of products and supplements. Onnit combines cutting-edge science, earth-grown nutrients, and time-tested strategies to help people reach their peak performance. They got Alpha Brain, they got New Mood, they got Shroom Tech, they got battle ropes, they got whatever you want. Kettlebells, get your kettlebell on. I need to learn how to properly do a kettlebell because I think I fucked up my back on my kettlebells. But if you know what you're doing, they got them, and they're shaped like like gorillas and shit.
I have the biggest fear of kettlebells because I see how close they be swinging them things next to your your nether regions,
bro.
And you never know. You just might come a little too close, and oof.
Yes, you
right
ain't
now
lying.
ours is a doorstop, so
it does. Ours holds the kitchen door open right now.
Okay, you know what? Ours holds OB's fencing. So yeah, same.
It's samesies. Get with the times.
Sorry. Visit onnit.com/HTNOS and save 10% on whatever you decide to order, doorstop or vitamins.
All right.
Own it, baby. Get on it.
Kaz, how was the West Coast meetup, dog? You guys look like you had so much fun.
It was everything you could have imagined it being, man. It was good. It was a fun time. I'm glad I made it out there. There was a little bit of me that was hesitant right after Century told me he couldn't go.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, oh, man. But, we had talked about it so much. And I was like, nah, man, it's only going to be, beneficial for me to be out there to, get out there and, meet new people. And man, it was a good ass time, bro. I got to meet producer Nick and hang out with him and smoke with him and eat with him and chill with him. And,
he's a man,
bro,
dude.
He is awesome, man. He's a fun guy, bro.
Sounds awesome.
I found out why they call Freddie Fuckboy Freddie. Paranormal fuckboy. I found out why they call him that.
How come?
And then I got because he used to work on a like a paranormal show. Ghost show.
I'm so stupid. I meant to say, can you spill the beans? And I said, can you spill the ghost? And you didn't even fucking catch it. You didn't even miss a beat, dude.
Nope.
My bad.
He's just like,
Too bad you don't know the show because I've probably seen it.
What? Oh,
yeah,
whatever
man.
he was. Well,
I think he said it was. Like something that they only did for like YouTube or something like that, or its own website. Because I asked him if it was out there, and I think he said he thinks that it is, but he wasn't positive. So it was a little while back that he did this, but yeah, man. And then One Arm Ninja Bill, dude, that dude, oh my gosh, homie, he's a character, dog. I had a good ass time talking to him. Yeah. And then of course Mikey, bro, like Mikey's just such a good dude, and yeah, we got to talk about a lot of different stuff, behind the scenes shit, man. Like it's cool, man. I just got my episode up like about 2 hours ago, so you guys got to check that one out. I kind of definitely tailored it around how they got into it and how somebody would get into doing that kind of work, you know what I mean? So because I was curious as shit too, you know what I mean? I've told Mikey, I'm trying to see my name in those credits when the movies are going and the credits are coming down. I'm like, I want to see my name in them shits. And he was like, bro, he's like, we can make that shit happen. So he might reach out to me for some graphics for like a movie and shit. Yeah, like you ever watch like spy movies and shit, and a dude will open up a laptop and it's got a screen where he's got to log in, and then it goes to like another screen where it has like all these transfers and wire numbers and all this crazy shit. That's all done by like a graphic designer. You know what I mean? So it's just you have to code it in a way to where when they hit certain buttons, it opens up another screen and then it goes to another screen, and access denied, whatever they needed to do, you have to make it happen.
Oh, and you could probably do that in your sleep, dude.
Bro, I'm like, dude, like, yes, like, you let me know, bro. I'll fuck with it, man. I'll definitely do what I can. So I'm excited. Yeah, it was definitely good to get out there. And then plus, I just love LA, man. I love going out there. I go out there at least a couple times a year if I can. We used to go a lot more when we had the event center and shit going. So, but it was fun. And then it was fun because I didn't really have to drive. Like Mikey did all the driving, and we went to a couple places in Hollywood, and yeah, man, it was good. It was good. We made a movie, bro, and it's going to be the funniest thing. I'm going to try to put it together this weekend. I'm going to send it back so that producer Nick can add sound effects and music score to it. Christ. And yeah, it's going to be like a full movie, dude. I'm like, dude, we're going to get IMDb credits for this bitch, bro, for real. Nice. Dude. We made a movie. Man, it's only gonna be like 60 seconds, but it's a movie nonetheless.
Hey, you did it, man. And it was professional looking. I saw the behind the scenes trailer lot.
Right? Yeah, I was sharing some of that shit. Yeah, I took my camera with me out there. Everything was good. One Arm Ninja was doing his thing behind the camera, man. He got a lot of cool shots, so it was fun. It was definitely good. It was good, but I'm kind of excited to possibly make it out to the East Coast meetup. You know what I'm saying? I got to get out there. You know what I'm saying? My boy Adam Simmons and Bobby Moore, they've been hitting me on the side saying, Kaz, you got to get out here, bro. You got to get out here, dude. So,
listen,
yeah,
February.
We'll see.
I was talking to Adam on the way home from work today, and I told him, I was like, hey, man, after you guys left, because we had our Inner Circle conference call last night, you know, getting the business out of the way and whatnot. And after everyone dipped off, you know, I said, me, Kaz, and Joe were talking for a little bit, and Kaz seems like he might be interested, dude. You know, we got to work on that a little bit. And because if you make it's kind of the, you know, I'm not going to stroke myself, but I mean, if I made it from Florida to LA, I mean, it would have been awesome just because of the fucking distance involved, you know, and it's the same for you coming out the other side. So he's like, man, if Kaz comes out here, we're going to have to do something crazy, dude. Like he
definitely.
He was going crazy. He was like, you know, and hey, since I'm going to let you stay at my house, does that mean I got to let all them guys stay at my house now? Because a lot of motherfuckers are talking about coming.
Yeah, duh. Just don't take anything from Bobby Light. No food.
Right? Take everything from Bobby Light. Because we talked about that too. I said, look, dude, it's been a year. I said, it's been a year since that cookie happened. And look at the last 10 months of my life, dude. Saturn Time Cube, fucking 9/11 was an inside job, dude. He's like, yeah, I know. Your eye's woken. You're more Simmons now than you were last year.
You were woke, bro. Your third eye was like, came
out, bro. Dude. I'm glad you made the trip too, though, dude, out to go that way, because last year, it was about this time last year, it was October when I went and I made the first trip up to see Almy when I met those guys, like even before Inner Circle, you know. And
with the bukkake cake?
Yeah, with the dick cake. Christina made a dick cake for me and everything.
Nice.
Big orange dick with like black sprinkled pubes on it.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Complete with frosting jizz.
Well, similar shit happened back then too, though, man. Like, cause I bought my tickets, and then like Joe B had his shit where like his show fell apart, and he was having like the home life stuff, and all that happened after I bought my ticket, and I'm like, fuck, man, like I don't even know if I want to go now, you know. Like I was going back out, and then I went, and I'm glad I did, man, because it was awesome to meet those guys face to face, and then that kind of kicked me in the ass to go to Jersey, you know, the following spring, and then here we're doing it again. I mean, it's going to be a big one. We haven't mentioned it on our show, but I mean, like, since we're talking about it now, longtime listeners, last Super Bowl, Adam and Bobby from the Simmons and Moore show, they did the Super Duper Bowl live, you know, during the Super Bowl. Basically, they were the warm-up show and did stand-up and did the
pregame.
Too bad
you missed it.
I missed it. I flew all the way there and didn't even go to the goddamn venue. But they're doing it again. Part 2 is this year.
Redeem yourself on this trip. You're going to redeem yourself.
That's
well, it was a big trip in other ways too, because I mean, it was in essence the birth of the circle. I mean, like we met at Ming Chen's place and we did a show there, and that was where it was all started. And we're going back to basically do the Inner Circle anniversary show this year, so that's going to be epic. And Adam and I just were doing the math and talking about it, and they're going to hit their 200th episode while we're there too. So we're actually going to do Sam PC 200 while we're there. It's going to be a big fucking weekend, dude.
And I'm sure the ticket from Arizona to New Jersey is cheap as fuck, because nobody's flying to New Jersey in February. You could probably get a round trip for $67.
I hope. Yeah, I'm gonna look into it. I wrote everything down. Chris gave me the dates and shit like that. I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna see what's up. I just got to get the okay from the boss first.
Totally understand.
Yeah, I know how that goes. See, it's different for us though, because you know, like, we're doing the show together, so I mean, like, she's a part of this and she wants to go be a part of this, but you know, she's, you know, behind every man there's a great woman, you know what I mean? She's got to hold down the fucking fort. And
but I told you to go. It's just he didn't go because I was like, yeah, I'm happy that you go, but of course I'm bummed. And he was like, well, no, I don't want to go because you're bummed. I'm like, why wouldn't I be bummed?
LA was different though. I mean, y'all were going to the Comedy Store and shit and doing like we've never
should still be able to experience that.
Her and I have never been out west though. Like, we've never been west of, you know, we grew up in Chicago. Yeah. We've never been west of Illinois. You know, so like doing that alone, I think there was just a little bit of
I didn't care
FOMO shit, you know.
Well, yeah, but I still would want you to experience that. Just because I can't doesn't mean you shouldn't.
I would have took care of you, brother. I would have picked you up and all that shit. You would have been good.
Act
No.
like I've ever been mad at you for doing something like that.
Next time, dude. Next time.
Next
We're
time
definitely
for sure.
going back out to Mikey's again, man. Because
fuck
yeah,
yeah. Fuck
it's
yeah.
going down over there. Or if not, the next time I'm saying, hopefully maybe next year we can all do like a Vegas thing, so everybody can come. All the wives can come. You
The
know,
big
what I'm saying?
40 for your birthday.
Yeah, I turn 40 next year, so Vegas might be in the cards, man.
Shit. all up in my club. Walking through the club.
Get those distinguished suits on and go out and do swinger style and shit in Vegas. You're so money.
Oh, yeah.
You're so money. You don't even know, Kaz.
Baby, you are so money and you don't even know it.
What's that from?
Fucking swingers. I just said that.
Oh, I've never seen that movie.
Feel my look, okay? What?
Who's
Damn.
in it?
Vince Vaughn and fucking
shit! How did I not
Favreau?
see that? I love Vince Vaughn. He's my favorite Chicago Pollock.
Well, I know what we're doing when the show's over.
Going to bed.
Yeah. Puff Daddy's in that one too, right?
Puff
He's dating?
Daddy. What this is?
Puff Daddy's not in that one. Which one am I thinking of?
You're thinking of
Made Men?
I think you're thinking of Get Him to the Greek, ain't you?
No. Puff Daddy had a small role in one of the movies with Favreau where he was like a gangster and shit. I'm pretty sure it's fucking. What did you just say right now? Swingers. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's in that. Does that have the cover where they're like inside of the limo?
No.
Okay, then maybe not. I'm thinking of a different one where they're like they're kind of like hired thugs and shit. And they work for like an Italian mobster, and that one does have Puff Daddy. And I'll find the name on it.
No, that's not this.
We'll figure it out.
Kaz, baby, what do you got? What do you got for something new? What'd you bring me? I just wanted to see that look on your face, bitch. I know I didn't tell you to bring nothing new, but look at you trying to think on the fucking fly, buddy. I appreciate you.
I don't really have anything left from, but you know what I did bring that I wanted to show you because I knew you would appreciate it.
What's that?
This is the pre-roll box that the Berserker came in, and right there it says Jay and Silent Bob presents.
They call that shit
Berserker.
That's the clerk's font. That's the
it's got a.
Yeah. Oh, that's tight, dude. They got Kevin Smith's weed while they were in.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so good. I'm talking
Berserker.
about like it was definitely worth. Just one of these was $25. That's kind of a lot. Like pre-rolls are usually like $10, $12.
Yeah.
Shit was 25. Mikey paid like $80 for like an 8. It was crazy.
That's a Hollywood price, dude.
No, but it was good. It was definitely really good. You could tell they use like, I think it's called like Caviar Gold is the name of the company that like they go through, and it's really, really good shit. It's that good high fucking quality. Like fucking
It's just good high quality shit.
I threw that in. I'm glad you gave me that because I threw that into today's episode when I did my official read. Put him right there.
Shout out to Professor Nick, producer Nick. Jesus Christ, I am off my game, dude.
Hey,
I'm on.
He's a mad scientist, bro. He's a mad scientist. He's a professor. He'll accept that. I know he will.
You know what, dog? I asked you about something new because I noticed you guys don't do many chips. Are you guys big chip guys?
We do, but you know, it just
seems
depends.
more sweets.
Remember,
with
for a while there, we were doing Slimmer Circle, and
I got something to talk about with
away
that
from
too.
most of that stuff. And then the same thing with a Century. Sometimes he goes on diets and he tries to stay away from that stuff. But I mean, just a couple weeks ago, we had those Cool Ranch flavored hot Cheetos, the spicy hot
Chipotle Ranch. I was like, dude, yeah, I'm glad you finally had them, but I'm like, bitch, I had them shits 2 years ago. That ain't something new.
No, it's new to us, okay? It's new to us. You know?
They're good as fuck though, dude. And on that same line, I've talked about it on our show a lot. I'm a big fan of those Blaze Doritos. You ever have those? They're just called Blaze. They're not Flamin' Hots. They're just called Blaze.
I don't think so. I don't think we've had those.
Dude, they brought them out here, and I cracked out on them, dude. I was eating them fuckers like crazy, and then they went poof. They just disappeared, and I couldn't find them nowhere. And I walked into a Dollar General this week, and I found fucking Blaze. Not only Blaze, but Blaze in the big bag, 2 for $5. And I broke that diet. I got 2 for $5, and I was so fucking happy. I got in the car and started singing that song. You know that Hot Cheetos and Takis song?
Hot Cheetos and Takis.
You know that song?
Hot Cheetos and Takis.
Hot Cheetos and Takis. Dude, there's a song, and my homeboy Nick turned me onto it a couple years ago because I always eat Flamin' Hots and shit. It's a bunch of little kids. They're like 8 years old, and they're rapping about fucking Flamin' Hots and
Going
shit,
to the
dude.
convenience store with their $2.
I think
fingers stay
Century's
red, and
mentioned
I
this before.
cannot
I
get it
haven't heard
off. Oh, dude, you got to. Shit,
I'm gonna check it out.
If I can, I'm gonna see if I can pull it up.
It's really good. You got to pull up the part where that one little kid goes.
Just starts yelling.
Just goes like fucking savage on everybody. And she's got like the highest pitch voice.
Check this out, Kaz. They're called the rich kids.
The rich kids. Okay.
No, rich kids.
Oh, okay. Let me get that right. Okay, rich kids.
I go by the name of Dane Jones.
Yeah, Dane.
I'm with my crew.
I'm gonna try to share the screen.
We
even
gonna
on
show
the
y'all
board.
what we be snacking on. You dig? Okay. Hot Cheetos and Takis. Hot Cheetos and Takis. I can't get enough of these hot Cheetos and Takis. Got my fingers stained red and I cannot get them on me. You can catch me in my coat eating hot Cheetos and Takis. Pop. Snack. 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 Crunch. Snack. 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 Crunch. Hot Cheetos and Takis.
Look at these kids, dude.
It's about a quarter to a four. Rolling to the stove. What you about to get hot? You already know. They're like $3 or $4 and a couple wild cents. But they cut me some hot Cheetos in a lemonade prince. I'm round around on my bicycle. Round around.
It eliminate brisk,
Oh, wow.
dude.
You gotta get to the part where she fucking goes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want to.
Bro.
Fucking.
Round and round in my bicycle. Round and round in my bicycle.
Dude, I got in the
Oh
car
my
and I
goodness.
said, "Fingers stained red, and I cannot get it off."
Bro,
Love
that's
them shits, dude.
maybe my jam of the week on the next recording. That was fire right
right.
there.
I will send it to you,
That
dude.
was-
That is my shit, dude. I love those kids, man.
Oh my goodness.
And the
that was
video's so
great.
great too, because they're all in front of the store on their bikes and shit.
Oh,
Dude, they're
I bet you them
badass.
kids famous as shit too.
They're like the new school Wu-Tang. Did you see how many people were in their
There
crew?
was 37 of them.
It's crazy.
Wow. Okay.
But what I was going to say, you mentioned Summer Circle, and then I call her all excited. I'm like, I found Blaze Doritos, and she's like, we're clean eating this week, and that doesn't necessarily go along with our clean eating diet. So I don't understand why we even spent this money at the store on all this fresh produce and these clean eating food if we're just going to get Doritos, because I mean, Blaze Doritos really does not go with our diet.
I think we sound like Margaret or something, bro.
She
Because-
ain't lying though. She ain't lying.
Dude,
Number one, I get nasty text messages asking what a Meyer lemon is. He didn't know there was a flat or a curly parsley.
A what and a what?
right, exactly. Do you do the shopping? Do you go to the store in your house?
You know what? I do the bad shopping. Like when it's time to go get the snacks and shit, I'm the one that's like, I'll be right back, and then I go. But like for the week shopping, my lady does all that. Yeah, so no.
I make him a
Yeah,
list.
she said-
I do the week. She makes the list, and I do it. But when we're quote unquote eating right, the list gets a lot more complicated, dude. It's long as
Coconut
fuck.
aminos.
It's long as fucking. It's got random ass shit on there that I ain't never heard of before, and I get frustrated. I'm at the store. I don't know what the fuck I'm even doing. I have my kid with me. I have my little guy with me, and he's in the cart, and he's like, "We've been in aisle 4 for a long time, Dad. Like, why are we here still? We left and he's like, we got to go back to 4, and I'm like, yeah, because I keep fucking forgetting shit, and I can't find this goddamn thing. Your mom's asking for a certain kind. I texted her. I was like, hey, your list. I don't know what the fuck to do with it. Okay, because I know what a lemon is, but I don't know what a Meyer lemon is. What the fuck is a Meyer lemon? Does it taste different?
It does.
Really?
It's a
No,
little
it doesn't. I
sweeter.
promise you it
Yes,
doesn't.
it does.
I promise you it doesn't.
does.
She said she wanted flat leaf parsley, and I said, I can't. It just says parsley. I can't find it. What the? I'm getting mad. I'm like, I called her up. I said, what the fuck difference does the goddamn leaf make? Does it taste fucking different?
It does.
Yeah.
She's like,
I
yeah,
mean,
and then she's
crinkly
getting mad.
leaf parsley. How dare you?
She's getting mad at me. She's like, you know what? Just forget it. Just forget it. You know, don't get it. And I said, no, fuck that. I'm buying all of it. I'm buying all the parsley. Nobody else is getting any fucking parsley today because I'm buying all of it. God damn it. I'm bringing it all fucking home, and you're going to use it all.
And then he gets to
Oh,
the
that
mustard
would-
aisle, and he's like, nothing says whole grain mustard. I'm like, bitch, it's the one with the seeds in it.
It was the worst experience of my life, dude. It really was.
Bro, I got to tell
Don't
you.
eat
like,
right. Don't eat right. That's the moral of the story.
The first night I was there, Mikey and Nick were like, let's go to the store and go get some stuff to barbecue and stuff, right? So like, I'm like, hell yeah. I'm thinking like burgers, hot dogs,
Oh, no.
sausage, like ribs, steak and shit. And then while we're at the store, I see Mikey looking at some shit and he's getting like some salmon and stuff like that. And I'm like, all right. Should I get some like, you know, some carne asada or something like that? And he's like, well, I'm Pescopilian, bro, but you can get whatever you want to get. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, damn. Okay. So he got like, he doesn't eat meat. He doesn't eat chicken. He doesn't eat, beef, anything.
Yeah, he
He
just
only
eats
eats fish.
Nasty.
But it was cool because
Fish
the
is
place
great.
where we went, they had these skewers. They were salmon skewers, and they had like teriyaki ones, and then like a lemon honey glazed one that was really bomb. And he bought all of them. He cooked them shits up. It was good. And then producer Nick made some carne asada, so we did have some beef and shit.
Nice.
But yeah, it was kind of funny because I was like getting ready to get this, and he's like, let's find some of these what do they call them? The Impossible Burgers.
Oh yeah.
He's like, he's like he eats like he doesn't eat any of that meat and shit. So I was all right, cool. I had to I like snuck my beef jerky in my bag and shit. Not to, I don't want to be disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? But nah, it was cool. We ate some good shit. And then it sucks because, like I said, since he doesn't eat meat or chicken, when we went to that Dave's Hot Chicken where Riley had to sign that waiver to get that piece of
looks so good,
hot ass chicken.
Looks so good, dude.
Mikey only ate he had some macaroni and cheese and some fries, but he didn't eat the chicken and shit. So that was cool of him to roll with us to a place where he knew he wasn't really gonna get to eat like the main shit, you know what I'm saying? But then like the next night we had sushi at this bomb ass place, so everybody got to get like what they wanted and shit. Yeah, it was funny though. I just felt kind of weird. Like I was like, all right, you want me to get some ribs and shit? He's like, well, I don't really do meat and shit. I was like, okay. But it was good though. It was good. Shout out to Mikey. He knows how to eat good and shit, dude. So
I'm trying to get back on it. Dutch is trying to get back on it. It's always a struggle for us. And now with the
because of a convenience factor.
Convenience and cost and all that, you know, I mean, like fuck, our grocery bill is Adam Simmons level this week. Or like I'm going to the store spending $300 for the fucking week. But with the trip to Jersey coming back, I'm like, fuck man, it's been a couple months since Slimmer Circle ended, and I feel like I gained a little bit of weight back. I'm like, I gotta go on my own Slimmer Circle from now until February because I gotta at least be at that level when I see all you guys again, or else I'm gonna get fucking clowned. So I gotta at least.
I'm the same way. I gotta get right back to where it is, and then it sucks because you got the holidays coming up, bro, and down here. It's Tamale City right now, and then like during the holidays, you got menudo and pozole. You got all kinds of good ass food during the holidays. Cookies and all that shit. My aunts, they all bake and shit. It's crazy. Dude.
I bake cookies every year too. It's fucking great.
We used to have my sister-in-law worked in a dive bar back in Chicago, and they used to have the tamale guy would come by the bar and he'd sell tamales in the fucking bar and shit, man.
It was awesome.
Yeah, that's what we used to eat, man. I love that shit. Them homemade joints, man.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's our struggle. We're
I've been struggling with my weight since I was born.
Me too. Me too, Dutchy.
Hey,
I'm telling you.
What up? You know, this
right,
is Hood Diner East.
Chubby for life.
I remember, I think it was my junior year in high school, and I'm like, I'm gonna get skinny. So I literally come home from school, eat half a box of macaroni and cheese, rollerblade in the basement for 2 hours, then watch Dawson's Creek while I do an exercise bike. And then I lost like all this weight. I went from like a size 10 to a size 5. And then I met him after my senior year of high school, and I've gained 60 pounds gradually over 18 years, which I guess isn't that bad. Listen, but when you're little like me, it's a lot.
Don't even trip and make it sound like then I met him, because when you met me, I didn't even buy meat. I was eating fucking tortilla roll-ups and shit.
It was gross.
I would spend $20 for the week on groceries, so I could spend the rest of the money on fucking like, weed and beer and shit.
Not even like real shredded cheese. It was like the legit processed government slices of cheese on a tortilla.
Kraft singles on a fucking tortilla. Hell yeah.
I'm like, you don't eat no chicken titties?
Nope.
Like,
nope.
Sometimes they on BOGO or whatever.
Nope. So she came into my life and got me fat. I don't even want to fucking hear it.
We got fat together.
Hey, that's what happens when you get with somebody and you get comfortable, man. Because when I was 18, I broke up with like an ex-girlfriend that I had been with for like I think like 2.5 years. So like I just went on like a losing weight binge. It was crazy, bro. I went from 300 pounds to like 189. I think it was like I got skinny, bro. Like I gotta find the picture so you can see how skinny it was. Crazy, but I spent like a good 2 years, decent. My weight was good, and then me and my lady got together, and bro, we just both love food. We love food. Like her nana was like a famous chef and shit, and she cooked at like a resort, and she met what is his name, the Duke. Fucking John Wayne and Don Amici and a bunch of other like old school actors that used to stay at this resort out in like Casa Grande, where her grandma worked and shit. So like we just come from families who have a big background in cooking. So it's like it's hard not to cook all like the family recipe shit and all that shit is just lard and fucking lard and carbs and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
lard and carbs. There's our episode title.
T-shirt right there. That's a Hood Diner t-shirt right there.
Lard and carbs. What are you gonna say?
I was
baby?
gonna say, how big were you when you put out your CD or whatever? Because I mean, you were thinner on your CD cover.
You know, like in Photoshop works in ways that
he is a professional.
You'd be surprised. Like, I took a little bit of that belly bulge and straightened it out, and yeah, man. But no, yeah, I think around that time I was probably like 250, somewhere in the vicinity, man. But I've been like over 300 for a minute, so that's what I'm working with right there. I'm still right there. I'm still teetering on the edge and shit, but who knows? I haven't weighed myself since I got back from LA, so who knows?
Yeah, I'm scared to get on my scale as well.
Hey, we're all going to get there. We're going back to Slimmer Circle too. We're all going to get there. We'll work that shit out.
We're doing it.
After the holidays. After the holidays. I'm talking January.
You got to like kind of do a little bit so that way if you do overeat, you're not putting on extra weight.
I haven't been horrible. I've still been good up until like this week. I've been eating a fuck ton of Halloween candy, and that's that. I already know I'm in the hole because of that. But
oh yeah, Mikey had a big ass bucket because he didn't have no kids come, so it was just mad candy all day, all night. Yeah, yep.
Dude, I was sitting here at the table. I was actually typing up notes for the show the other night, and I'm sitting here, and my 10-year-old was across from me, and he there was a bag open on the table, and he looks to me and he goes, "I think Mom might have went overboard on the candy this year." And I said, "You think?" And he goes, "Yeah, I mean, like, I don't even know if we can eat it all before it goes stale." It's like, damn, coming from a 10-year-old.
I bought a lot of candy. Well, last year we had a lot of trick-or-treaters, and we had to, like, our boys were giving candy out of their own bags to the trick-or-treaters that came to the door because we have run out. So I wanted to make sure we didn't run out this year.
Oh, that's sweet of them. Look at you. That's awesome.
They're good kids.
They do all
They
right.
sound awesome, yes.
They're good kids. You want to talk about some fucked up shit?
Let's talk about some fucked up shit.
Take it down to Florida.
Woo, doggy. Hey, Beatrice.
Yeah?
Get your ass in here. These no offense boys about to do Welcome to Florida again.
Let me grab the natty.
Oh, shit, and I thought my family was fucked up.
Woo, doggy.
Yeah.
Each and every week, our What the Fuck Florida segment is sponsored by Ohfishl Clothing. We got the CEO and head of Ohfishl Clothing in the house tonight. All three of us, we got O's up, baby.
Everybody's representing tonight, baby. Everybody is representing tonight.
Check out ohfishl.com, that's spelled OHFISHL, and use code HTNOS to save 25% on your order of t-shirts, hats, and jewelry. I even got the bracelet on too, dude. I rock this shit on the daily.
And it's good fucking high quality.
Ohfishl Clothing.
Live by your own rules.
Bam.
I know it.
And that's where I'll put in producer Nick. It's good fucking shit. It's just high quality shit.
Yeah.
First one I got for you, it's Orlando, where a Florida man groped a princess at Disney's Magic Kingdom.
Oh, not good.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened more often.
They do be looking good though, right?
Hey,
Kaz
I mean,
knows.
but you get banned for life. I can't risk that.
I can't either, dude. I'm a Disney head. I know you are too, right? I know you're a Dole Whip aficionado. I know you're a churro head. I know all these things about you, man. We're going next week, and I'm going to get a Dole Whip for you, man. And I'll FaceTime you with it.
Didn't you just go? Didn't you just go a little while back, a couple weeks ago or something?
Yeah, we got our passes back, dude. So we're out there on the reg now.
Mm-hmm. Nice. We're going next weekend.
How is that Star Wars land?
We're going there this time. We haven't been yet.
The
My kid
one,
went.
yeah.
My kid went with my uncle because my uncle actually works there. So he took him to like the employee preview weekend or whatever. So they got to go in before it opened or whatever. But I had to work. I couldn't go.
Dude, that's awesome because we have the exact same scenario. Like we have a lady who currently at our shop at my wife's salon. There's two sisters, and one of them used to clean the shop, and the other one cuts hair there. Well, the one that used to clean the shop, she moved from Tucson to Orlando, and her husband both work at Magic Kingdom, like right there in the aisles, like in the main town square and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And so every time that we've gone, they've got us in for free to like all the parks and shit, dude. So it's like it's totally cool when you got the little extra hookup there. You know what I mean? It's awesome.
We use my uncle's hookup for the when we stay the weekend because we'll stay in the hotels, but like it was getting to be a little bit of a hassle to get him to get us in because he works Sunday through Thursday. and we want to be going on like
Friday and
Saturdays
Saturday.
and shit. So like, you would have to drive out there on his days off and whatnot, and like, we'll just pay for it, dude. It's all good.
We still get discounts on hotels, so that's sweet.
That said, Brian Sherman and his wife were posing for pictures with a woman on Saturday afternoon. Sherman said the character was his favorite before putting his arm around her and then groping her breast.
Oh no! Which princess was it?
The Disney website lists Ariel's grotto, located in Fantasyland at Magic Kingdom, as the meet and greet location for Ariel, the Little Mermaid. But they did not specify which princess was involved. What fucking princess do you think is involved? I'm going to say Ariel.
Ariel.
And they showed her with
Ariel's areolas.
They showed her sitting there with them little clamshells on too, dude. She's wearing the little clamshells, and I'm not blaming the victim. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying, look, dude, in a moment of weakness, I can.
Do you ever see how Keanu Reeves takes pictures with fans?
With a hover hand?
Yeah, every time he puts his hand around like a woman
the hover
to take
hand.
a picture, his hand, you can always see his hand just
he
in
ain't getting
case.
caught.
He's fucking smart.
You are not going to Me Too Neo. You are not going to do it, dude. John Wick. They're going to make 10 more John Wicks. He's not getting Me Too.
But I could see, I'd grow up Ariel too. She's probably my favorite.
It says Sherman sat on one side of her and his wife sat on the other side. Coworkers told
That makes
victims,
it a little less weird, I guess, that he was with his wife. Because I'm like, there's no kid in the picture. If some adult ass man wanted to take a picture with me, I'd be like,
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still kind of weird if just an adult ass man and his wife want to do it, right?
Maybe she dared him.
to grab titty?
Yeah. She's like,
hey, Brian, I dare you to grab that titty.
I saw like a comic strip with a clam talking to his clam wife, and she was getting all mad at him, and she's like, don't think I don't know what you do for a living. And he's like, somebody's got to put food on the table. And then it shows a picture of Ariel sitting up on that fucking rock. And so he's the clam.
Oh, geez, that's awesome. That's awesome.
It was hilarious.
Fuck yeah.
They pulled the photo. I mean, there's photographers around because it's a meet and greet spot. So they pulled the photos, and they were able to identify who he was, and he was booked on a battery charge.
He looks a little weird, like he would do something like that.
Yeah, the mugshot was He
looks like a gropey.
He looked like a Florida groper. Man. Yeah.
Florida groper.
Florida gropey man.
FGL. Florida groper life.
Bastard. Goofy should have showed up and whooped his ass right there. Like, touching my girl, what's up?
Little crossover. Dude, that's awesome. You are on the fucking ball with your impersonations, dude.
Dude, I told Mikey, I was like, dude, if you ever hear of anybody that needs that shit, let me know. I'll be out there.
Dude, you're so ready. You got Mikey on speed dial. You're like, look, dude, whatever you need me to go to, I'll run to Starbucks for you, man. Like, I'll fucking do whatever you want.
When you say, like, they get into that stuff, you don't know a lot of people that do that for a living. That's what I think that it is before you actually, like, get jobs, is a lot of interning and coffee runs.
Oh, for sure. I bet it is.
Like that.
Yeah, but see, and we'll cover this once I get Mikey on the show, too. But, like, I talked to him, and, like, he's an independent contractor. Like, he doesn't, when he takes a job, you know, like, he was working on, Westworld and Glow.
Yeah.
And, he works for the duration of that show, and then when it's over, he really doesn't know when his next job's going to go. Now, you make connections and, like, you freelance it and shit, so, like, you kind of, you know, you line it up a little bit in advance, but you basically work for yourself.
Well, right,
you know?
but you had to suck somebody's dick before being able to work for yourself.
I'm not going to take the liberties and say that Mikey sucked someone's dick.
Not realistic. It's figurative.
I mean, he has to pay for his own health care, so he might have sucked the dick. I don't know.
No. This is the thing, is what he explained to me was, you know, being part of the union, they get offered better jobs because the better jobs, you know, I guess the companies, they want to work with people who are involved in the union because they know they're going to get someone who's experienced. You have to put in so much time and pay the dues to become part of the union, you know, so better jobs come to people that are in the union than if you're just completely independent. And that's what Bill was telling me, because Bill has like 5 more days that he has to do on like some sort of a set before he can actually join the union and shit. And it has to be done within like a 365-day span and shit. Wow. And he said he already had like 7 days that expired. So he would have already had done that, but they somehow went past the expiration date. So he's only got 5 more that he has to do. But Mikey says he's pretty sure he's going to get it. But yeah, I guess that's what he was telling me, is like, you know, the better the job come from for people who are in the unions and shit. But yeah, you got to put in your work, man. You know, you got to crawl before you walk. So definitely, I told him, I was like, dude, shit, you know, give me an opportunity, Do it. See what's
Yeah.
up. I will get him some coffee. You want cream with that coffee? What's up?
Just don't leave it in the set on Game of Thrones.
Right.
Make sure it's clear. Next one, we're in Wesley Chapel, where a Florida man assaults a 61-year-old Florida man assaults a 16-year-old girl.
Like sexually?
Well, Stephen Grasso pledges lives will be touched and changed through the power of God on his ministry's website. Mm-hmm. He might have taken that promise a little too far on Monday. According to Pasco County Sheriff's Office, a 16-year-old girl was stopped in her car while a school bus was unloading. This guy, Stephen Grasso, got mad when he thought that she was riding a little too close to him, so he got out of his car and flashed a badge at her. Okay. She thought it was a gold police badge. It was actually his Christian affiliation badge.
What? That's like you flashing your ordained badge.
Hey, guys like this give me a bad name, okay? Because I am an ordained minister, and you need to respect that. You need to respect that.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Grasso reached into the car and used his badge to hit the girl in the forehead. Then he and I imagine it was like a dunk.
Hey, stupid.
Then he got in his car and drove away. Deputies caught up with the minister later that day and arrested him on a felony charge of burglary, which that must have been in a separate incident.
That's weird.
Along with simple assault. Maybe he did. Maybe he stole the identity.
Mm.
He stole her humility. I swear to God.
Yeah.
It says he's
her in the fucking head with his badge.
Doink. He's an ordained minister and runs the Ablaze Worldwide Ministries Church with his wife, Sophie.
Fantastic. What else?
That's it.
Oh, my gosh.
He's walking around fucking judging 16-year-old girls for their... We've had a lot of road rage incidents lately, and I witnessed you, too, in the car. I think it's something right now, it's just in the air, just aggressive driving and shit.
Because the snowbirds, probably.
Yup.
Yeah, Kaz knows about that.
I heard you guys talking about snowbirds on your last episode, and I was like, yes, they feel our pain, man, because we got mad snowbirds in Tucson, big time.
I just hate people that don't go to speed limit.
Right.
I'm like,
bitch, why is your time more valuable than mine, motherfucker? Come on, keep it moving.
This morning I was taking the older one to school, and
the older one.
They turn, but there's no stop sign there, so they have the right of way. So I'm waiting to turn across traffic, and the bitch over here stops. So I'm like, oh, she's letting me go because there's a big ass line of cars. So I go, and then she fucking starts to go. So then I whip around her and get in front of her, and I'm like, what the fuck? Don't stop.
She getting mad right now just telling the story.
It's terrible. I'm like, there's no stop sign. There's no other reason for you to stop unless you're letting me go. And then when I went,
that combined with the holidays, it's just it makes for a shitty driving situation.
I like my rage.
Can I interest you in some hemp bombs?
Absolutely not. I like my rage.
Right.
Yeah, but this guy, it struck a chord with me because he gives a bad name to all of us ordained ministers that are out here doing the right
God's
thing.
Work?
No, I'm part of the Universal Life Church. Shout out, if you need to get married in Greater Hillsborough County, hit me up, get at me. I'm the real Wutsky everywhere. Daytona Beach, Florida woman tried to pass off meth as makeup as she entered through a courthouse metal detector.
What kind of makeup would meth be?
Tessa Lilly, 25, was visiting the Kim Hammond Justice Center in Bunnell. That's a funny town name.
Bunnell?
Bunnell. After being charged 2 days earlier with pickpocketing.
Who gets charged with that?
This bitch is living in Skyrim.
Charged with being a sneaky bitch.
Walking around pickpocketing and shit. My sneak is at 1,000.
Terrible.
She was.
Excuse me.
As she was passing through security, she was asked to remove everything from her pockets and place it in the bucket. Among the items she removed was a small plastic bag containing a quote clear rock-like substance, which the suspect falsely claimed to be makeup powder for skin treatment. I bet it was, because, you ever see meth sores? That was some fucking skin treatment.
That's not treatment.
Police said the substance tested positive for meth and weighed about 1.5 grams.
I just don't understand why you would even try to put that in the bin. Did you just not wear the same pants as the day before and forget you were going to the courthouse? How does that fucking happen?
One, she was probably high if she had on her persons.
Meth heads.
But yeah, if she would have left it in her pocket, it ain't like it's going to set off the fucking metal detector. Just don't put it in the bucket.
Right?
They dumb.
Put it in your crotchal area.
Crotchal region.
like everybody else.
Quote, she came to court with meth in her pocket, ? Sheriff Rick Staley said in his statement, our security system at the courthouse worked, and obviously she needs help and has not learned from her past mistakes. I hope this wake-up call is to turn her life around and seek treatment for her addiction. Shut the fuck up,
Her
Sheriff.
system didn't work. She was an idiot and put it out there for everybody to see. You didn't do shit.
Right?
She was taken into custody and charged with possession of methamphetamine. Whatever, dude. That's a fucking slap on the wrist in Florida.
For real.
Big meth steak.
Pun daddy over here.
I hear you guys talking about Breaking Bad a lot lately because that new movie came out. We've never watched Breaking Bad.
We started, but then we were into Walking Dead, and then we just watched that instead.
We watched literally the first episode of Breaking Bad, and we were like, oh, that's pretty good, and never went back.
Because we were watching, we were binge watching Walking Dead.
Season 1, Episode 1. And then never went back. That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah. I watched some
If you
of Better
run out
Call
of shows
Saul.
to watch, go back. It's good. It really is good. I just went through the entire shit again, like recently after watching that El Camino show because I wanted to see it all again. And yeah, it's a really good show. Like the writing on it, it's really good.
Connected.
I wanted to see that, the El Camino.
It's a movie based on that.
Yeah, I think, did we watch it?
No.
Yes.
I didn't watch it.
I thought we did. Is it in the desert?
We watch. Are you thinking of that hotel movie, that
No.
Casino Royale?
No, because that was in the theaters. El Camino
El
wasn't
Royale.
in the in the theaters, was it? Was it?
No, that's a Netflix movie.
That's what I thought. I
Yeah.
thought we
No.
watched
ain't watch
it.
We ain't watch it. Last story I got for you. Indian River County, Florida man with a sword attacked a deputy during a standoff.
Jesus.
We Florida men, I'll speak for my kind. We Florida men, we're not big on guns. We like actual wielding weapons, machetes, swords, chainsaws, the whole thing. So I mean, this is whatever. He fought the law and the law won. Florida man who had multiple visits from the law enforcement officials on Friday after several complaints got into a brutal standoff the third time around. This last time ended with Michael Kiefer, 29, wielding a foot-long sword and attacking a deputy. That's not going to end well, buddy.
A foot long isn't a sword.
No, it's not.
That's
I
like
thought
a knife.
that's like that big knife in Friday that Debo had. Remember that big fucking knife with the tape on the handle?
Oh, yeah.
That's a foot.
That's the media.
That's not a knife.
This is a knife. Standoff began when Indian River County Sheriff's deputies made a third visit to Kiefer's home. Kiefer had either been drunk or high during the first two visits.
Probably both.
The third time around, deputies learned that Kiefer had a knife and made threats to hurt someone over the phone. He saw deputies coming and took off running, but soon reemerged with a small hatchet.
Oh shit!
Oh, they didn't say it was an axe. They call
You
it.
just got weapons planted all over the place and shit.
Well, they call a foot long knife a sword, but then they call a hatchet a hatchet. They didn't fucking call it an axe.
Nah,
a baby axe.
A hatchet's a small axe. Yeah.
Well, I know, but they're dumb and they called the small knife a sword.
Listen, I cannot take credit for the news media outlets. Okay,
Redonkulous.
I'm only reporting. Don't
dumb.
shoot the messenger. Okay. He took off running
writers.
again, this time with the sheriff's deputies trailing as he ran back into the house. Dialogue between deputies and Kiefer went nowhere, so they called in SWAT. Local officials breached the front door, which sent Kiefer running into his bedroom, and then the SWAT team broke through the bedroom window. Shoot me, he said, as they... as he charged them holding a foot-long sword instead of a hatchet.
No, it's a knife, you dummies.
SWAT fired four beanbags.
It's trying to cut a steak up.
SWAT fired
Fucking
four
steak
beanbags at Kiefer, who appeared unfazed. Yeah, they were trying to non-lethal his ass.
Well, that's nice of them.
Yeah.
4 beanbags. He appeared unfazed and began running around his house.
He's high on meth.
This is
Superman
funny.
and shit.
He began reappearing at various times and shouting at deputies. So
Is he crawling through his ceiling like that bitch at Big Lots?
He's popping out of doors and shit.
Scooby Doo and shit. Just running from one dude, coming out the other.
During one of these times, they fired a taser at him, but that also did no good. He began running around the house again with deputies still trailing. They fired tasers at him twice more, and neither was effective. At this point, still holding his sword, Kiefer began running at a deputy who fired a live shot and dropped him where he stood.
Probably hit him in the dick.
He was taken to Lawnwood Regional Medical, where he died later from his injuries.
Oh my God, he died?
They took that motherfucker out, dude. He was William Wallace for the meth heads, dude. This was Florida man man fucking fighting for his right. You can take my meth, but you can't take my freedom. He's a martyr. He's going to live on. He's a folk hero now for Florida man.
But he died from beanbags and tasers. That's insane.
No, they shot him with a live round the last time.
Oh.
They tried to take him peacefully.
I'm like, that bitch got hit with a lot of beanbags.
You just think they're just standing there beanbagging them and shit?
Yeah.
That sounds sexual as fuck, dude. Standing there beanbagging them.
Right? Bagging him.
What a beanbag would be if I know what a tea bag is.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
Teabagging
A
him.
beanbag,
like
I guess, is when it comes up and slaps you in the face.
You already know. You already know.
Firing fucking cornhole bags at him 100 miles an hour. He's
Damn.
just fucking taking them like the Terminator and shit.
Keep on all coming.
Right? Meth is a hell of a drug, man. But then it ran out and the real bullet got him, dude. So.
That's what I hear, man. I'm not interested in meth, thankfully.
Yeah.
No.
I'm interested in lots of drugs, but not meth.
No.
No thanks.
I mean.
Anyway, let's take a quick break.
After the messages.
He knows the deal.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey, this is Taylor, and I'm the co-host of the Callin The Shots podcast.
And I'm Steve Arena, also co-host of Callin The Shots podcast. 3-time Staten Island Little League All-Star, 4-time Howell Central Little League All-Star, and 1996 Howell Central Little League champion.
All right, well, there's your list of things. Hey, check out a clip here of us talking to Joe McAndrew, comedian from New Jersey.
One time I was driving in the work van and I let a full log go in my pants.
Fuck yeah.
I just said, I was like, I can't, I gotta get to this job on time. And I just stood up in the seat and just logged one out.
No.
It crawled out
Logged
the bottom
one
of my
out.
pants.
That's the best.
You logged out.
Logged out.
I logged out.
Steve, I shit my pants at work once, and I had to pour gasoline all over my pants because I told my boss that I had a gasoline spill, and I had to go home and change. And
That's be so wild if you didn't work anywhere near gasoline. Just worked at a Sizzlers, and you were like, excuse me.
drove to the gas station. Paid $10.
Got gasoline on my pants. He's like, you work at the chicken finger station.
Guy's like, you got a gas station. He's like, how can I help you? I'm like, can I have $1 of regular, please? I just like put it on my pants. Drive back to work.
Take it right on my trousers, sir.
He takes out like the squeegee thing and just like cleans my ass. It's so hot in here.
Oh, God damn it.
Check us out every week on any old platform that you get your podcasts on.
Anyone?
Any single one, Steve.
All of them. You heard it here first.
Callin The Shots. Give us a listen, and as always, swing for the fences.
Hey, what's going on? This is Bobby Moore from the Simmons and Moore podcast.
Yo, what's up? This is Adam Simmons from the Simmons and Moore podcast.
And you are listening to the fucking beautiful motherfuckers from Tampa themselves, the fucking Wutskis.
The Wutskis, the Wutskis, the Wutskis. They're from Chicago, but they live in Tampa, Florida. The Wutskis.
The Wutskis. Only on HTNOS. Only on the Inner Circle Podcast Network. Fuck Tampa in they 2 rings.
So, yeah, coming back in from break, we're sitting here with the homie kAZual from fellow network show, The Hood Diner, and our sponsor, Ohfishl Clothing, and 1,010,000 other endeavors that you're successfully running there. You're like the Dos Equis, man, dude. You're like the most interesting man in the world.
Try, man. Try.
You said something to me the other day when I asked you to come on. You were like, oh man, then I'm finally coming on HTNOS, and now it's just Sam PC, and then I'll be on everybody. And I thought about it, I'm like, but you've been on my show before. Were you that high?
That's true. I was. Yeah, I was lit when you said that, because I was like, yes, I have been on it. Well, I think maybe because it was Wasn't it,
a
both,
group,
like me and Riley?
It was a group because Dutch was in Chicago and you guys filled in for her one night while she was in Chicago.
Right. See, I think that's what it was. I was talking about more just me by myself.
The solo spot.
I was being greedy. You know
I feel you, man. I feel you. No, and this has been a long time coming, man. I should have had you on sooner, but you know, we've been going through changes too, but Dutch doesn't like excuses, so I'm not going to make them. That said, every week we tell everybody about the other shows on the network, and we say the Hood Diner, of course. Tell our listeners who may or may not have clicked that link a little bit about the Hood Diner.
Man, the Hood Diner is me and my homie DJ Century. He came up with the idea to come up with the podcast one day. We just have similar likes, bro. We like music. We like hip hop. Clothing, pop culture, all that good stuff. So he's been the guy that's been doing my hats for Ohfishl ever since I started it. And so every time I would, drop off hats to him, we'd have conversations just about a bunch of different shit. You know what I'm saying? So when he started thinking about who he wanted to do a podcast with, he hit me up, and I couldn't go do the very, very first show. It was him and Bert Sinatra. That's why Bert's like our what do you call him? Yeah, dude, he's our side. He's our homie that comes back all the time. But yeah, man, we just, we started to talk. We started it just on a whim. We had no idea what the hell we were doing. And I think somewhere around episode 10, I stumbled upon, I believe it was Sipping and Swearing. And that's how I found the rest of you guys. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, because
I was the one that approached everybody. I was like, I feel like we should do this, bro. Like it was almost like a trial thing for me. I was like, I don't want to really try to focus too much on begging people in my own city. I want to meet other people outside of my city doing the same shit that I'm doing. So I started listening to a lot of different podcasts. I landed on Sipping and Swearing. I just liked them. I listened to These Drunk Bees for a little while, and then I landed on you guys and PJ and fucking all them. And it was I was like, dude, like I want to vibe with these dudes, man. And pretty much the rest is history, dog. But yeah, we talk about food. We're very hip hop oriented. We interview a lot of artists here in town. I've been involved with the hip hop scene for a very long time. So I've met almost all the, the up and coming artists, all the old school artists. And I just, I've developed really good relationships with these guys throughout the year. So I like bringing in people who are still out there actively doing stuff with their careers. And we try to align it with, like, if they got like an album coming out, we try to bring them in maybe 2-3 weeks before so that we can help promote the album for them. And then they also help promote us at the same time, but it's been fun, man. What are we on? Episode 69 got released today, and
it was fitting that the 69 was.
It works good. It works really good, man. It's fun.
Oh yeah, I think I caught you guys. You said it was episode 10. You started fucking with like us or like the old crew or whatever. And I think I caught you on like around episode 15 because I distinctly remember you saying it was your quinceañera.
Yeah, right. It was our quinceañera. I was all talking with my little Spanish accent and shit, dude.
And it's funny how things like work too. Like I was riding down a street today that I'd never go down. I was covering, one of my guys was on vacation, and I'm riding down this back road and shit, and it triggered a memory of your podcast because I was thinking about, we were going to talk tonight and everything, and the last time I was on that road, I was riding down there listening to you talking about a trip to fucking Hawaii that you took, just hating you with a passion. I'm like, listen to this motherfucker talking about all the Escalades he had in a convoy, talking about I'm in Hawaii with all my people and shit. Fuck you, man. Who you think you are, dog?
Bro, we love traveling, man. Like I will drive my bucket and wear my old ass shoes and save my money to get out of town before I try to like buy myself all kinds of fly shit, because we just love, me and my lady love just seeing new places, bro. I think experiences, I'd rather die with more experiences than like luxuries around me. You know what I mean? So that's like something that's something that we've been just doing since I met my wife. And my mother-in-law, she had this job where she cuts hair. She owns a salon. She's cut hair for I think 50 plus years. But for a while there, she had a job where she would do certifications for beauty schools. So they flew her all around the United States, to go make sure that these places were accredited, that they were teaching the proper curriculum and everything like that. Mm-hmm. And so she got the bug of traveling when they sent her to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and she saw the cruise ships, and she went down there and started talking to the people, and she got the bug. And the next thing you know, we took our first trip on a cruise, and we just got hooked, man. Like just getting out of town and just seeing new places. That's what we love to do, man. That's what we live for right now.
No, I hear you. And we've talked about that too, because like, you know, being in Florida now and being from somewhere else, a lot of, well, it's more so Dutch's family is still there. So a lot of vacation time and traveling and whatever, she wants to go see her family, where I'm kind of like, I don't want to go there. I lived there my whole fucking life. Let's go somewhere new, man. Let's go check something new out. And I think we're starting to get to the point now where we're going to shift maybe a little bit, you know, maybe just for randomly just fly out to fucking New York or go to Seattle or just somewhere we've never been before. Go to Las Vegas, you know, go see some shit that we've never seen before. Even do the stupid tourist shit. Go see the Grand Canyon. Go see shit like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then while we're out there, stop by the Hood Diner and say what's up.
Yeah, sure.
That's like one summer while the kids are out of school, I like to take a week and just drive and do all that shit.
Week ain't enough, girl. We need a couple.
Not to go all the way to the West Coast, but like just do the East Coast stuff and then maybe end up in New Jersey or New England and then come back.
Yeah.
You know, just to say, hey,
get your Clark Griswold on, dude, for real. Load up the family truckster and hit the road.
We definitely need to fly to the West Coast. I'm not driving.
That's a long one. We've got that drifter mentality though, dude. So like we're at least I mean
once in a while.
I'm speaking for you, but I mean I think we share that a little bit. And
we've moved to Florida how many times? Three times. Back and forth.
3 times we've relocated and relocated and relocated. And I want to say, I was going to word it as my biggest fear, but it's not really a fear. It's almost kind of like, if I take you to like, say you come with me to visit CMPC, then we're going to move to New Jersey. You know what I mean? Like I'm worried about that because like she goes to new places and she's like, it's so awesome. And these people are so cool. We need to be here all the time. I'm like, yeah, you know what? That wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's do that. And then we get there and I'm like, I don't like it anymore.
Right. I wouldn't want to deal with the snow again.
Nah, fuck off with all that.
That's the only thing that would hold me back. I've always been, it wouldn't matter where he went, I would go to. I'm like, as long, wherever you want to go in the whole country, I wouldn't care if you wanted to move all the way up to Seattle. If you got a job and we're not struggling, then I will fucking move wherever. Just as long as I know that you've got a job and then I can just find one wherever because he's the main guy. He's the main breadwinner. Yeah. As long as he's got a job, I can find one wherever. I can get a job wherever.
See, that's kind of what I love about my wife and I. Like with me, with my job, all I really need is Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? Like I could keep clientele. I mean, I have clients that I've never even met in, parts of Miami and Cleveland and, a couple other places and stuff like that. So all I really need is Wi-Fi. And my wife, she, cutting hair, she could get a job at a salon, anywhere we go, as long as there is salons there.
Sure.
So it's a cool thing. The problem is both of our families are here. So you guys have left like the nest of where your main families are at. We're my dad's here, my mom's here, my wife's mom is here, their business is here. The rest of our families are all kind of here. We have some family in Phoenix and we drive back and forth and we visit our goddaughters and stuff up there. But yeah, it's tough, man. I mean, my wife and I have talked about it a lot that we would have loved to have up and moved to LA. She's always talked about wanting to be like a hairstylist or makeup artist for being in movies and shit like that. You know what I mean? So we still kind of talk about, we're like, should we just bounce? Like, should we dip? Like, we only have so many years left. Like, should we take that chance? Should we do it? But
we were so young when we moved down here the first time. I think we were in our early 20s.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't think about all that stuff because I was so young. And then as I got older, that's why we moved back twice, because I started thinking about my parents are going to be around forever. The grandkids are getting older. So then I started having guilt.
Grandparents.
Yeah. What did I say? Grandkids? Oh,
well,
for them,
they're getting older
the
too,
grandkids are getting older. Their grandkids are getting older. And I'm like, they're not getting any younger. And then when he doesn't want to go up there for vacation and I got to go by myself, I'm like, this kind of sucks. But I didn't think about all that when we moved down here the first time. And then it just, when things start happening, you're like, shit. And that's why I was up in Chicago for 3 weeks last April or whatever.
Springtime, yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm like, and then I was like, this is what happens when we live out of state. I'm like, this is just because I felt bad for him because he had to do everything with the kids.
Man, don't feel bad for me.
I know how much work it is. I know how much work it is. So I'm like, but I told him, I'm like, listen, I appreciate you, but this is just what's going to have to happen.
I tucked that one away
Because
for a rainy day.
I got to be here right now, you know?
Hey, you know what?
Definitely.
And then I'm making plans to fly to New Jersey, so it all comes out in the wash.
No, for sure. And then
It
it took a lot for me to realize that Florida is where we need to be. Because I was trying to do what was best for everybody else. And I lost sight of what was best for our unit. And that's why we came back this final time. And I'll never.
It's crazy to think,
Go back
too,
up there.
that as nuts as Florida is, that's where we belong. Like,
Right.
what does that speak to us, dude? Like, we're that fucked up. We're that brand of crazy that, like, we've tried to make it as adults in multiple locations, and we only can do it here. Like, literally,
Right.
this is only where it works. Like, our crazy...
It's kind of tough up there, but in Florida, we flourish.
Bro,
Pretty much.
We moved back to Florida, and we were living at my mother-in-law's house for like
6 months.
So I was going to say 4 months. Okay, 6 months. Let's just say 6 months. Got a 1-bedroom fucking apartment. After that, moved out of there. Got
2-bedroom.
Okay, 2-bedroom apartment that I could barely afford. I was working 2 jobs, dude. I was selling beer
And I
during the
wasn't
day.
working.
I was working at a liquor store at night, one of my accounts and shit, just trying to get as much as I can, and we were barely making it. Moved back to fucking Florida, and within months, I'm moving up I went back to my old job that I left. They welcomed me back with open arms, moving up through the ranks, and like within the less time being back, I was making like fucking almost like, I don't want to say double, but like almost like double what I was making up there, dude. Like, Florida's just where I gotta be, babe. Sorry.
Yeah, and
Sorry.
that's fine.
Sorry
It
about
was the same with me. I didn't work for a little bit, and then I went back to my old job.
But
trial and error.
Trial and error. But getting away from it, getting back to the Hood Diner, man, because I want to talk about you. I want to talk about you, Kaz. My taste in music is all over the board. I appreciate everything, but I'm not super into the hip hop community. You know what I mean? Like, I like my certain little things, but like, I hear you guys talking about shit sometimes, and it's almost like I have no idea what you're fucking saying. That said, you guys do a really good job with your guests because you engage them in a way that makes me interested in what they want to say. You know what I mean? And I end up like, I get engaged in like following them, like I've found out who some of these people are. And I know I can speak for some other people too, like Riley's, like Riley's into the fucking Tucson hip hop scene, dude. And he lives in goddamn New Hampshire, dude. Like it's crazy the effect that you can do like that, but you bring out like all these, these personalities, and you have not only the artists each week, but I mean, like you had the guy from the barbecue place in Tucson on the one time. You've had Ari on, which I mean, like, no offense, Dutch, but I got a crush on Ari.
She was on Netflix.
She was too. Dude, you just derailed me right there, dude. My brain is such a fucking like squirrel. What's up with fucking what's his name, Slobby, dude? Weren't you gonna you're gonna hook up and do a show with Slobby?
Ask about him.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, actually, we're supposed to be bringing him and his buddy JR in, which Century's supposed to be lining. Century's supposed to be lining that up for us real soon. But I've been kind of trying to put him off until we get the diner like 100% where it needs to be. And I keep nudging DJ Century to like, help me out with this because it is his place. It's his garage. It's his dad's house. So like they have to literally go through like a bunch of stuff and see whether they're going to keep it, throw it away. I know it's a process that he's just not looking forward to doing. But once it is done, bro, like the ideas that I have for like the inside of the studio are just going to be like, it's going to be a total experience where people come in. We're going to have multiple spots where we set up and do multiple things, different types of, content for the Hood Diner, and then actually recording the Hood Diner, which eventually we really do want to move to video. I really do want to take it to that point. I feel like we'll be able to reach just a lot more of a larger audience having both mediums. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it's when it boils down to it, I really do want to do like a big, grand opening of it, but I just got to get Century to like, clean this stuff out. And then as soon as that happens, bro, it's going to be off the charts. It's going to be really fun. By then, hopefully we'll have Slobby Robbie in. I am trying to work on,
he would be a good one for like
hip hop artist
opening.
by the name of, I'm trying to work on X-Rated right now. I don't know if you know who that is, but he's a rapper from back in the day who went to jail, and he kept making music from jail. Like he had one phone on the left side listening to a beat and the other phone on the right side, and he was rapping into it, and he still made albums from jail, which is crazy as shit.
Crazy.
But he's out now, and so the homie Venezzi's trying to hook that up. But you know what, bro? I think it is. It's kind of the main thing that I do love about bringing them in, because I try to tailor it to each person I've brought in, because most of the people that we've brought in, I do know them. I'd say probably 85% of the people that have come into the Hood Diner have been people that I've kind of set it up, you know, and he's brought in some of his homies and shit, which are, you know, now friends of mine. But I kind of, you know, all these people that I know, I have, you know, good relationships with them from the past. So I try to think about what kind of, what can I get out of them that would be cool for our listeners to hear. Like the one with Failing Hollywood, I really did ask them how they got into their jobs, because I bet you there's a lot of people that are like, wow, like how do you get a job like that? Right. You know what I mean? And so I try to think of, you know, which ways I can just add as much value as possible or get as much value out of my guests as possible, dog. And it's just, you know, I think that we've been doing a pretty good job of that, trying to expand more into not just hip hop. I want to do multiple businesses. I know a lot of barbers. I know a lot of small business owners. So we're going to kind of be switching it up here in the next couple, you know, seasons and shit that we got coming up. So, but it's still going to be, you know, very hip hop related and, you know, all food related. Yeah. And yeah, well, I have to give Dutchy the love for saying that we sound like we suck dicks, because that totally switched the game up for us, and we started doing something new on video, and it's been fun. I still don't have my Patreon up, so I apologize to everybody, but once I do get it up, I'm gonna have like 40 plus shows worth of video of us trying out different things. It's gonna be fun, awesome. Man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out to you. And I actually told that story on the Failing Hollywood podcast, and then I used a little snippet of it on the intro of the Hood Diner. Yeah. much love to the Duchess for setting us correctly.
Hey, what did they used to say? She's raw as fuck, dude. She's
raw as fuck, dude. I'm so glad you raw as fuck, for real.
I'm bringing it back old school.
She keeps me a little raw too, man, because I try to toe the line a little bit. That's why we have no friends. I try to toe the line, but she's like, no, you fucking say it. You fucking say it. Don't dance around that shit. You're beating around the bush. Say what you got to say. And I'm like, all right,
this show's called No Offense.
It is. That's what it's called.
Say how you feel.
That's what it's called.
As long as you're not being ignorant or anything,
I can't
different.
Make
but
any
you're
guarantees.
Allowed to have an opinion.
Yeah, why beat around the bush? Tell them what you got to say. My lady's taught me a lot about that, man. You know, she's very just, I'm not going to sugarcoat shit for you. We're going to say it like it is. We're adults. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So, well, I haven't always been that way. I've kept a lot of stuff in. So I just think as you get older, you just learn to not give a fuck.
The show's been great for
Life's short.
That.
Life's short.
Exactly.
Well, being on mic and having your Duchess persona has really been good for you. I think
so.
For that reason. And it's funny, Kaz, that you mentioned video, because I've been thinking about that more and more too. I was very opposed to video when everyone in the circle was bringing it to the table, like, you know, streaming and whatnot. And the more I've been thinking about it, I'm kind of warming up to the idea. I haven't talked to you about this at all, but I was.
Well, I mean, it's always funny because you always say my Dutchy isms or whatever. Nobody sees because
nobody can see it. Yeah,
I am very animated.
Problem is we don't have a good studio space. We're sitting at our dining room right now, you know, and I want to get a dedicated studio before I do, you know, the video, because then we can have a backdrop and we can have, you know, where, you know, it's something to look at and it's not just. I mean, you're looking at my fucking living room right now, dude. I didn't even clean up for you.
Yeah, hey, I'm in my office, baby. I know what you're talking about.
Fuck, I had something else I was.
You know what? Too. One more thing, when we were talking about, I don't know what we brought up. Well, you talking about like fans and Riley and them that love the music. I got to give a shout out to this dude, super fan Mark.
Mark with a C. Yes, Mark with a C, dude. That's the homie.
Okay, I had no idea who this guy was until Riley told me this weekend, and he told me that Riley's the guy that brought him in and introduced him to the rest of the circle. That guy went and saw my buddy Asky from Tucson at a I think it was New York or New Jersey, but he went and saw him live in concert, got pictures with him, and I think Mark battles some other guy and shit. So that's fucking cool as shit. And that dude right there, he's been retweeting like a lot of the artists that I've brought on. He listens to their music. He streams their shit. I got to give a shout out to him. And then the other person I wanted to give a shout out to was to DJ from Untrained Eye. Yeah. Because I know you guys had him in, right? And you brought him in and shit.
Oh, yeah, he lives down the street.
You guys interviewed him?
That's our neighbor. Yeah, he lives down the street.
And Beth
man.
came in.
Dude is awesome as hell. I want to tell him bro, like, thank you for always retweeting and fucking, he's always commenting on our shit, man. That dude's like, that dude's definitely like a super fan as well too. So every time he posts his shit, I'm always out there retweeting him too. So I just wanted to give him a shout out as well.
Well, it's funny too. It's a small world because like he knew Cash Lansky. Like,
that's right. That's right. That's right. Well, you were telling me this, I think.
Yeah, he used to listen to Cash, and then he started listening to you, and then he heard Cash Lansky on your show, and he's like, "Wait a minute, is that the same motherfucker?" Like, and it's like it's all connected, dude. It's a small fucking world, man. And it's funny how that shit works, man. But you are bringing it to a wider audience, and that's one thing that I always catch you guys saying, about Tucson is I guess it's a tight knit group, out there, and you always ask people, do you think you can make it unless, if you don't leave or whatever. And I can't really talk about performing or whatever because, I mean, that's a completely different animal. But I mean, I think with the internet and what we do and what, being out there on all the socials and the reach we have, I mean, like, it doesn't matter where you are, man. I mean, like you said, as long as you got Wi-Fi, dude, I mean, like, you can make it from wherever.
Bro, I've learned that firsthand, man, because just like I said, and I bring it up all the time, anytime I mention the inner circle, I can't help but not tell my guests about you guys because that opened my eyes to the fact that you really don't necessarily need to make it in your own city like that. Like, you can relate to people and people that relate to you on, you guys are on the same shit. They love what you do. Whereas sometimes in your own town, you just have people hating because, you're from the same place. They don't want to see you doing better than them, and it sucks to say that, but that's just the reality of the beast when it comes to, to doing your shit. So,
that shit happens on the internet
always
too,
bring
Cash.
up the inner circle and say, man, like, these dudes have had my back, and I've learned the power of that unity that we have, man.
Go ahead, quote Adam Simmons.
What?
High tide raises all ships, baby.
Yeah, well, that's
boom. There it is.
Rising tide raises all ships. That's fucking shout out to the mutiny, dude. I heard you guys talking about mutiny, and I laughed my ass off. I said, I forgot about that, dude. How many fucking text messages with a string of pirate ship emojis did we share between each other, dude?
Fucking mutiny, dude.
And all these months later, it's funny to laugh about it now, but I mean, like, that's what this was built on. And I mean, like, I'm starting to think about it now, coming up on like the 1 year anniversary of doing this shit with you guys. But I mean, like, we did this and we chose to surround ourselves with each other because we're all pretty much the same. We're all, it's funny, like how a 22-year-old kid from New Hampshire and a fucking 40-year-old guy from Tampa and a retired rapper from Tucson and a fucking prop maker from LA and like, like all these completely different fucking people are pretty much the same person. And we all have our eyes on the same shit.
Don't forget the hippie in New England, or he's going to have a fit. Because nobody mentions Elmy.
Damn hippie.
Professor Elmy.
Don't forget about Elmy. He'll get butthurt.
I could never forget about Elmy. He's my homeboy for life. He's going to be
sticking on him Sharpies in his butthole, thinking about how everybody hates him.
Oh my God. See, this episode's going to come out before his episode, and that's not going to make any sense.
That's true.
Kaz, it's funny you said too about like your guests. You knew them all from, or a lot of them from back in the day with your connections. I mean, like you used to perform. Like I just said, like you used to do the rapping yourself. You had your magazine. Like you were pretty embedded in that community. And I don't want to say I get like upset or I get jealous or whatever of like celebrities that get into podcasting because they have like a built-in fan base. But I mean, to a certain degree, it's almost like you have that working for you too, because you've got all those connections already made and you can make those calls and just, it's very easy to bring these people in and you got your, your built-in guest pool and everything.
Well, if you did a beer podcast, you could bring in the owner from Four Stacks and, a lot of people. It just depends on what industry you're in. If you want to set a goal for that industry, then yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yes and no. I mean, I see what you're saying, but like,
yeah. That was something that he loved to do, that he was in the industry because he was doing it himself. So it was the connections were made naturally, just like yours are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, to a degree.
Okay.
Basically what I'm saying is without sucking your dick too much, I admire what the fuck you're doing because you have that going for you and it's working for you with the podcast. But then even in, like you got your graphic design, you got all this different stuff. You got the Ohfishl, you got you're fucking self-made man, dude. And like that's all the same shit that I want to do and that I've wanted to do and I don't know how to do. And I really admire that about you, man.
And I also respect that your brands are you.
And you're doing your thing and you're not working for anybody else. And that's why for us to push Ohfishl, I'm like, Joe says it all the time, Joe B, I would rather give you the money and buy something from you and, help you fucking feed your family, help you go on those trips, help you do that rather than fucking Jeff Bezos at Amazon or what the fuck ever,
Plus this shit's awesome.
I love it. I don't just say that. I wear these shirts every day, dude.
And it's good fucking high quality.
I wear the pink fucking one now. I wear the white one that's pink now because I washed it with my kids' uniforms and shit, and it's fucking pink now. And it's not even October anymore for Breast Cancer Month, but I'm still a supporter. I love titties.
It's funny.
Man, loyalty like that, man. That's a small business owner's just dream right there, to have people that support you because they know that you're giving it your all. You're trying to, make a difference or be your own boss and stuff. And I spent pretty much all of my 20s and part of my 30s working for other people. But, being around my mother-in-law, who, like I said, owns her own salon, and seeing how she was able to, make her own schedule and, take vacations when she wanted to. That's what made me want to become my own boss. Yeah. So I'm sitting back thinking, okay, look, man, this hip hop, this rap shit, it's a young man's game, dude. But how can I keep my foot in the door? And I've always been into art. I've always been artistic. So going back to school, that played a major role. And actually, the fact that what made it even bigger was the fact that when I had gotten laid off from the last job I ever got laid off was construction, and my buddy Chef Mondo, he gave me a job as his assistant / dishwasher at a sorority house, and getting to meet all those kids. And we had these dudes called hashers that would come in and help clean. That were the guys that were allowed to be in the sorority house. So they were only guys allowed to be in the sorority house because they helped clean and shit. And they helped do formal nights, and they had to wear button-up shirts and take the food out. And it was like proper dining etiquette and shit. It was kind of crazy, dude. That whole Greek life shit. It was kind of cool. But being around that, it made me want to go back to school. I was like, damn, these kids have got their fucking futures laid out. This kid was talking about, oh yeah, I got an intern this summer, and then as soon as I graduate, I have a job there. And I'm like, fuck, man, that's fucking awesome, So going back and doing the graphic design shit that I did, man, it gave me the ability to, learn how to do all these different things, and rest in peace to my teacher. He passed away last year, this guy, Dennis Landry, and he just taught me how to really spot just graphically pleasing shit, how to get your point across, how to make it so that, when you look at it, exactly what it is you're buying or what you're advertising or what you're marketing. And just from that, bro, I learned so much. And then just learning how to do the Photoshop and all these different tools. For some reason, it's just, I've just been getting better at it. And then, knowing the artists, these guys, all that was my main way of keeping my foot in the door with hip hop. Cause I was like, these guys are always going to need photo shoots. They're always going to want videos. They're always going to want, flyers and CD covers and all that stuff. Man, I provide all that. I'm a one-stop hip hop shop. You know what I mean? And then, having some clothes. Oh, you want to do this video? You want to rock this official shirt in the video? Boom. You know what I mean? I've figured out how to try to, market myself and cross promote myself. And yeah, man, I'm proud of, what I've been doing. And yeah, it's just been fun. It's been fun. The only thing is up to me is I just have to keep up with the programs, keep learning. So I'm a YouTube University student every night before I go to bed. I'm watching tutorials on how to learn the newest stuff in Photoshop and this and that. And
well, that kind of speaks to the same.
It's fun, man. It's really fun.
That kind of speaks to the same thing, though. I mean, you're just self-made. I mean, it's up to you. You know what I mean? And you're out there getting your own business, and you don't work for somebody else. And I mean, I admire the fuck out of that. I've wanted to do that forever. There was a time I wanted to open a sports bar, and I realized real quick that that's a failing industry, and that the percentages of those that don't work out are staggering. So we didn't bet the farm on that.
But we did buy a book, Restaurants for Dummies, or something like that. And I had markers, and I had highlighting shit, and I had little page marker things on it. It was a serious thought, because he said before, I'm very supportive, even if it's not the best idea.
To a flaw, yeah.
So I'm diving into this, researching it to see if we have something that we can do. And I'm just there's just too much at stake.
Well, and we have that in common too, Kaz. I mean, like, I wanted to be, I mean, back in the day, I wanted to be around the music scene in Chicago, and I had friends in bands, and I didn't know how to play an instrument, and I didn't know how to relate to those guys other than, hey, I've got an apartment, and I'm going to throw the party that you're going to go to after we're done doing this shit over here at this show. So that's why I ended up starting the record label, because I'm like, I could provide some sort of value to you, not knowing what the fuck I was doing. I'm like, yeah, basically that's just like our club, you know, like this is my clique. You're going to be under my label, you know, like this is team shit. But I was going to school for graphic design at the same time too, so I was doing the album covers and the artwork and shit like that, and that was my way of being relevant in that too. So I mean, there's a lot of parallels into this. You're kind of what I wanted to be. I want to be Kaz when I grow up, dude. Like that. You kind of are living the life that I was aiming for, and I kind of fucking fell flat.
Hey man, but I will say it's not always, you know, sunsets and palm trees and saguaros and shit for me either, man, because there's times where people aren't buying shit, you know what I'm saying? And like, I don't have a guaranteed 40 hours check coming in. It was barely up until about maybe 2 years ago that me and my wife finally got health insurance for ourselves, you know what I'm saying? And shit like that. So, I mean, when it's good, it's good, you know, and when it's bad, it does kind of suck. But thankfully, like I said, I try to keep myself, I try to keep my foot in my hands in as many jars as I can, you know, whether it's now I'm trying to spread more into small businesses. Like I have a good friend of mine and I met her through school, and then she introduced me to her father because her father wanted to leave the granite company that he was at. Mm-hmm. So I met with him, and he speaks nothing but Spanish, but I helped him, and we started with like a logo. And then I didn't hear from him for like a year, but he was getting all his affairs in order. And now, you know, I've done his website. I've done the photography for the website, the business cards, their flyers. Like I've literally helped him build his business from like the bottom up. And I feel like that's been my main calling, at least more recently, you know, and it's sad to say because the music game, man, that's a starving artist game. And
for sure.
Starving artists, they don't got the money to pay you. And I need to get paid for my years of what I've been doing. So that's why, like I said, I've been moving more into, you know, real businesses. I'm trying to get better with video because I want to be able to offer them commercials and you know, as well as the websites and all that stuff. But you know, I feel like now there's just a lot of people that are wanting to do their own, you know, businesses. A lot of people starting their own businesses. People that are getting laid off from companies that, you know, they've been at for years, and then, you know, they let them go like nothing because there's a bottom line that these people got to meet, and it's just all this, you know, crazy corporation shit. But I feel there's been more people starting businesses in the past like 5 to 10 years and shit. So for me, that's kind of like the area I'm kind of gravitating towards, you know. But the hip hop shit's always going to be a part of me, man. That was what I spent like a lot of my younger years doing, and it was fun. And like I said, I met a lot of people, so thankfully I get to, you know, bring those people in and talk to them, at least the ones that are still reaching for their goals and you know, trying to reach their dreams, man. Because doing that shit's crazy, bro. You got to be a different breed of person to get out on stage and give your all and you know, put your passion out there for people to judge you and shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Kaz, we are doing
crazy
that.
shit.
We're doing that right now, dude. Like, I mean,
exactly.
We don't pull any punches. I mean, you know, like so many people hit us up after our episode a couple weeks ago, and they're like, that was a very raw look into your marriage. Like, how do you guys just talk like that on the mic for the world to hear? And I'm like, I don't know how not to do that. Like, I've said it so many times, and it sounds like bullshit. But this is me. Like, this is authentic. This is us. Like, when we get on mic, like, we're just talking. Like, we don't play a character. I don't have a voice. I don't, you know, I don't ham it up. We're just talking.
And sometimes
man.
there's hurt feelings.
Right. Sometimes it's rough, man. I mean, we've had a rough couple of weeks. You know, we're coming out of it. You know, it's just shit happens.
I give you guys total props for being able to talk like that. I think when it comes to marriage, man, I think the number one thing that you need to make a marriage last is communication. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like having things in common, all that. Yeah, it's a bonus having the same, you know, hobbies and stuff, but communication, man, like, you know what I'm saying? That's such a major thing, man. And I love the fact that you guys really do have that. And I commend you guys for you know, being able to be like that. That's awesome, for real.
Well, in this podcast game, even too, I mean, I think people respond more to that. People respond more to the realism and the authentic, the authentic you versus, like if they want to listen to any kind of like, they could just turn on their fucking FM radio, exactly, like you could get that from your local radio. People are tuning into podcasts and turning to podcasts for more of
personal,
an authentic,
they want a connection.
They want a connection. That's a great way to put it, because people have reached out a lot more recently, and it makes me feel better because I don't hear a lot of feedback normally, and it makes me wonder if we're doing the right thing and the right moves, and that's why this thing is constantly evolving and constantly changing. I mean, I'm sure the same goes for you, and I mean, to hear people actually like saying, hey, what you're putting out there is actually resonating with me, and I'm applying it into my life, and I can relate to it, and I mean, I really liked what you said about this, and you helped me win this. I mean, dude, that's great,
As long as we can do what we do and stay true to ourselves, I think that we'll be successful, even if it's within ourselves and not with everybody else. As long as we stay who we are, then we've succeeded.
Definitely. I think I've seen a lot of like tutorials on how to, better your podcasts and better yourself in different things. And one of the rules I see everywhere is to just be yourself, because people can spot fake shit. People aren't dumb. People can really see, if the shit's authentic and, what you guys have is real, man. And I appreciate it. And I know for a fact, even if you don't hear it, man, I know there's got to be lots of other people that feel the exact same way.
Well, that's the circle too. I mean, and
that's what we talk about hard times too, because we just want everybody to know that people go through shit.
Yeah.
They're not the only ones, and if we can help somebody, then that's great. If people are like, man, they're fucked up, then they think we're fucked up.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, if people think we're fucked up, then we're fucked up.
Well, we are fucked up, but I mean,
who's not fucked up? But just like you say, I like that you said that on the last podcast. You're like, everybody, puts out on Facebook just what you want them to see and shit like that, man. But you guys show all that shit, the good times and the bad, and I feel like people really want to see that. So you guys keep that shit up. It's really
Thanks,
good.
Kaz.
Yeah, I appreciate that, brother. But I mean, and that's one thing that I think kind of pulls us all together, and that's that common bond that we have in the circle, even, is because we're all similar in that vein. And that's something that Joe says. Joe Rogan. I said Joe.
You guys are on a first name basis.
We are on a first name basis, but we got a Joe.
Oh, Joe, yeah, good old Joe, yeah.
Good old Mr. Rogan.
Mr. Rogan.
He says that for comics, he was like, it's something about being a successful comic and being successful in that business, that you're kind of a fucked up person, like you're damaged in some way, and that's what brings that out of you. And to a degree, I feel like there's parallels in comedy with podcasting. I mean, we're out here, we're basically right now, all of us in the circle, we're out here in that open mic phase. We're feeling it out, we're finding our legs, we're growing our brand and building our base, and we're going to be doing this for a long fucking time. And the people that ride with us, they're going to ride with us, man. And that just because being in the music business, man, it's the same gimmick there, man. And those people are going to stick with you, and then when it pops, and that's what we're building for, man.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking A.
And I'm glad to be doing it with you, brother.
Definitely, buddy. I'm telling you, man. I've loved you guys ever since I got brought into the clique, and shit, when the mutiny went down, I was proud to be a part of that. And yeah, man, I'm still riding with you guys, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're gonna keep this shit rolling.
Shout out
I'm
to
gonna
the
do my
Bickerbots.
best to get out there to New Jersey for real. I'm gonna try to make it.
I hope you do, because it's gonna be a good time, and it's gonna be a momentous occasion. We got a lot of milestones, and we need you there to celebrate with us.
Well, I'm excited that you get to go, but just for I'm kind of bummed.
Here we go. Now we're gonna do. Hopefully by that time we'll have some video going, so you can actually see too.
I will be videoing everything, Dutchie. Don't you worry.
Okay,
I videoed this entire trip, which I still have to put together. I'm gonna make that like a little Hood Diner extra video. But
we got an Obi Bar.
I'll be taking video out there too, so we'll make sure to show you what we're up to.
I'm gonna pretend like I'm there.
Yeah.
Maybe one time I can go without you.
Oh, I don't know about all that. I don't know about all of that.
We brought the Dutch. We brought the Dutch with us.
Well, her and Bobby are supposed to be starting the show. I mean, I'm still waiting for episode 1 of Cracking the Dutch, but
Cracking the Dutch. Fuck yeah, dude. That'd be dope.
Kaz, we've been doing this. I say it like we've been doing it a lot. Last week we stole Mikey's segment from Failing Hollywood. We did the movie in a jar. I got you in with. I keep saying
I
in
was
studio.
Terrible.
You were fine. You were fine.
That was terrible. I'm not creative when it
I am
comes to
I am the
that.
artistic one. You are the
Raw as fuck one. You're welcome.
I got you with us. I was gonna say in studio, but I ain't got you in studio yet. I got you with us in spirit. I want to steal your island question, so I'm giving you your own island question, man.
Okay.
Dutch, are you familiar with this scenario? Every episode of the Hood Diner, he has a guest in, and he gives them the island question. Kaz, tell her about the island question. What is the island question?
The island question is you are all alone on an island, and you only get to take one book, one movie, one album, and one food with you for the rest of your life, or as long as you're alive on this island.
Damn. All right.
So what are your choices, sir?
Me? Ah, man.
Has anyone ever asked you this before? Did you cover this on early episodes of Hood that I might have missed?
I think in our very first episode, when we finally decided to do it, we did give our answers, but I really don't remember. So I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna go back to it. Let me see. Book. I have it right here somewhere. Where's my favorite book?
Props to you for reading, bro.
Oh, okay. No,
I
that's
don't read.
not it. Okay, it is called The Go-Giver. The book that I would take would be is called The Go-Giver.
The Go-Giver, not the Go-Getter? Because
the
Go-Getter
it's called
is
The
casual
Go-Giver.
thing.
It's actually a really good book. I picked this up from a guy I know that I buy beats from, Curtis King. He's an artist from I want to say somewhere outside of LA, but he's been to town a couple times, and I've bought instrumentals from him that I've used on the podcast and shit, just as background music and stuff.
Yeah.
But he did a thing one time where he talked about the Go-Giver, and I read it on a flight, and it was a really, really good book. I read the whole thing on a flight. It was like a 5-hour flight. We were going to Orlando, I believe it was, or to Miami.
Damn.
And we were in the plane for 5 hours. So I remember reading that whole shit. So that was a really good book.
What is it about?
It's kind of like a self-help. It's a self-help book. It talks about just a businessman who wants to interview somebody that's like a super talented mega millionaire type guy. And he gets to meet with him a couple times for a couple different lunches. And at each lunch, he introduces him to a different person, and each person gives him one lesson. And then that guy has to apply that lesson every day and then talk about it with him the next day. And it's really good. It's very business, very, market, better yourself related type shit. It's good. It's a self-help book type shit, but it's really good.
Joe B bought me the art of war.
The War of Art.
The War of Art last year for Christmas. Joe B sent me the War of Art. And I tried to...
Oh, it's backwards. It is the War of Art, right?
Yes.
It is. It's not the Art of War. It's the War of Art.
Art is hard.
The Art of War is the Sun Tzu thing. That's the fucking ancient texts. The War of Art is about the war within yourself, about, all of us as creatives, trying to get that writing out, or the podcast out, or whatever your creative outlet is, fighting yourself, because typically we're our own worst enemies, because I want to come home, and after a long day of the day job, typically the last thing I want to do is sit down at the computer and think about what I'm going to do for the podcast on Friday. I want to come in and I want to sit down on Netflix. I want to see what the kids are doing. I want to play my Xbox. I want to do mindless shit, so it's fighting that within yourself. And I'm not a big reader either, but I did read a little bit of that, actually same as you, on a plane when I was flying to New Jersey. I read a little bit of it, and it is very useful.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very useful book, so I will recommend The War of Art.
What about you, Dutchie? What would be your book?
I don't read.
Why
I think the last...
Here, we got a book right there.
The Saturn Time Cube Simulation.
Yes! I need to work it in there somehow.
By Nick Hinton.
I got my autographed copy of Saturn Time Cube last week, so I'm going to dig into that this week.
Yeah, right. It'll sit on a shelf.
Shout out to you, Nick Hinton.
All right, so what's your movie, Kaz?
My one movie, it would probably have to be... Damn it, we just talked about movies like a motherfucker this weekend, and now I'm drawing a blank.
That's a big question, though. That is a big question.
It is. It's such a... damn.
I know mine.
I think I would do the the Harry Potter series, the entire Harry Potter.
Shut the fuck up. Are you for real?
Faux motherfucking real, bro.
I ain't even never seen Harry Potter before, dude. And that's your
They're
island.
So good.
That's your island.
They're so good.
Dude,
It's like Baby Lord of the Rings.
Baby
That's what it is.
You got Disney Channel Lord of the Rings.
It gets darker as he gets older.
Sure.
Like the first 3, they're oh, it's for little kids. And
Let's
then
play a game.
when people start dying, then the shit gets real. And then when when Voldemort shows up with his no snake face and shit like that, bro. I'm
no
coming for you, Harry Potter. You know what I'm saying?
That was good.
Dude, you got a man of 1,000 voices, I swear, dog.
Telling you, man. Mikey, hit me up.
Hey, well, shout out to Emma Watson. I mean, that's all I know
What would
about
be
Harry
your
Potter.
movie, Chris? What would be your movie?
Oh, Hot Tub Time Machine, hands down. That's my favorite.
Oh yeah,
favorite movie.
I just
all time.
watched that again the other day. I had
love
to.
it.
I was like, "Fucking Chris."
That's my
Good
favorite movie of all time, dude. There's nothing that movie doesn't have. It's got fucking laughs. It's got heart. It's such a raw look into love and first love and regret and doing over and shit. Like those are all themes that you could always, especially when you're pushing 40, man. Like that's shit that's kind of you think about that type of shit, man. What would I do if I could go back to the 80s, you know, with what I know now, you know? And then it's you got all the funny shit too. You got the comedy with Lugal, you know, fucking
Craig
look what
Robinson,
Daddy did.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, Craig Robinson was the shit, dude. He said Hot Tub Time Machine 2 sucked dick, but just it's awesome just because you get to see how many fucking singles from how many different artists Craig Robinson stole when he went back in time. That motherfucker did Lisa Loeb and shit, dude. He was sitting there. He even had the glasses on, dude. He put the glasses on. He's like,
He did Black Eyed Peas.
You say.
You only hear what you want to.
Dude, he's stupid, dude. I love him. I seen Craig Robinson at the Improv, dude. That was a good show, man. He came with his keyboard and everything, man. It was a good fucking time.
Damn, I bet that was fucking dope.
I know your movie. I think I know your movie. What's your movie?
Well, since I would normally say Jaws because that's
what I
like
thought.
my all-time favorite movie, but I'd be on an island, so I probably wouldn't want to watch that movie.
Good call. Yeah,
So
good.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna say Step Brothers because it's fucking
Also
hilarious.
a good call. I could watch that
That is
one
a good
over
one,
and
too.
over.
It's so funny.
Fuck yeah. We just
Definitely.
become best friends.
High five.
What's the other?
Right.
What's the other? The album? What's your album?
The album?
That's another tall
Album.
question for you, being a music guy, dude.
Yeah. Well, honestly, man, I think I would probably take UGK Riding Dirty. It's some down south shit, or it'd be like the Tupac's greatest hits too. I could do that one too. You know,
Ooh,
that's
greatest
kind of
hits
one
count?
I've always said that one right there. But yeah,
Okay.
what would you
Pretty
take?
good.
That's tough for me. My favorite band of all time is Alkaline Trio. They're a punk band from Chicago, and I could listen to. I've been listening to them for 20 plus years, so I mean, I could see myself listening to them on repeat. It's hard to narrow down one specific album. Shit. Besides that, the other one in that same regard is, dude, I listen to 36 Chambers of Wu-Tang. I listen to that still all the time, probably once or twice a week. So I'd probably say Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers. That's mine.
Great album.
That's mine.
I really like the same kind of music that he likes, but I've got to say I'd probably take the Weezer Green album.
That is dog shit.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Why?
That is Green
Island
The
in
Green
Sun.
album.
Yeah, because
The Green album.
I like Island in the Sun, and it's just
Oh my god.
it's a chill album. It's all the songs on there are just chill. And after I'm done laughing at Step Brothers, I just like chill out to Weezer.
Dude,
Right?
I'm gonna call off the search for you. If you're marooned on a fucking island and you got the Green album, I ain't even fucking rest. You brought the Green album,
Yeah.
dude. Oh my god.
Don't worry, Dutchie. That's your island. You can listen to whatever you
right.
want.
I think that I don't know, because the Blue album's the most popular, I think. With Hey, My Name is Jonas and the Sweater Song and all
Fucking
that
Pinkerton,
stuff.
dude. Pinkerton's
See,
the
and
one.
I didn't like Pinkerton.
Oh my god.
Didn't like Pinkerton.
But her and Two Rings with this Weezer thing. I want to fight you every time we talk about Weezer.
I
the
didn't
both
say the
of
Black album.
you. Ugh. Is there another island question?
There's the last part is one food.
Food.
And for me, I always say the same shit. It's called mariscos in Spanish, but it's just Mexican seafood like ceviche and like shrimp cocktails and shit like that. But it's not like the shrimp cocktail you get like at Red Lobster where it's just like shrimp and red sauce. It's more of like a soup, and it's just really good shit. And we have like a bunch of places here in town that do Mexican seafood like that. It's really, really good. Me and Bert Sinatra love that shit.
Shout out to Bert.
Me and Bert Sinatra just got into it right now on Twitter. He was like, I make the best ceviche hands down. And I was like, nah, you better ask somebody. And I tagged Chef Mondo and I was like, tell him about the shit I made, bro. And he's like, yeah, he's definitely got it. I'm like, we're going to have a fucking ceviche off at the Hood Diner here in a couple of weeks and shit.
See, I like that you could throw names like Bert Sinatra and Chef Mondo out, and I know exactly who the fuck you're talking about, dude.
Right?
I ain't even never been to Arizona, dude. I ain't even never been to
regulars
Arizona.
right there. Those are the homies, man. Those are the homies. What would be your food, Chris?
Blaze Doritos.
Hot Cheetos and Takis. Hot Cheetos and Takis. Finger stained red.
That's my jam of the week next week. I'm telling you.
Hell yeah, dude! You shot that shit out too, man. Say, hey,
I will.
My white homeboy turned me on to that shit.
Fucking A, bro. You getting all the credit for that shit.
Yeah, no, I'm really though. Really, I would say probably I'm fat,
Chicken
Kaz.
fingers?
I'm fat. I eat, dude. You know I eat. Philly cheesesteaks is my main love. It's my main love.
Philly cheesesteaks.
Philly cheesesteaks, I would bring it, and that's all variations. I could mix that up. I could do with the whiz. I could do without the whiz. I could do mushrooms. I could do all that. So yeah, I Philly cheesesteaks, and that'll keep me busy too, because that's a thick meal. So I can go out and pick coconuts or fucking chop trees or whatever the fuck I got to do on that island. You know, Castaway style, making rafts.
I would just
what about
bring.
you, Dutchie?
I'm basic, so I would just say pizza. Because you can make a pizza out of anything.
What type of pizza, though?
Any kind of pizza. I'll just bring the fucking dough, and then I'll just make it up as I go.
Right? Just make mad pizzas and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
The homie last week was all specific. He's like, I think I'll take a Caesar salad. I was all, just a Caesar salad?
Dude,
I'm like, how about just take a salad bar with you and switch it up every day? You know what I mean?
Well, and who wants to eat nasty Caesar's salad dressing that's been sitting in the sun for months?
Oh no, there's a freezer there with their unlimited supply of food there. It's like a freaky freezer. It's only so big, but every day there's fresh food there right there. It's one of those things
sweet.
like that.
For the sake of argument, you got to suspend disbelief, babe. I mean, like it just works.
Okay. I'm like, the sun's gonna bake the dough and melt the cheese, like.
Oh man,
all that shit.
Kaz, man, we're not going to keep you too much longer. I got to get upstairs and get my kid to sleep. I heard an Obi bark. I mean, life's happening around us, so I appreciate you taking the time to sit with us tonight, man. Go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you and find the Hood Diner.
Definitely, you can find me at kAZual 520. That's KAZual 520, and you can find me and DJ Century collectively at thehooddiner.com. There you can get the links to all the socials, the Instagrams, all them shits. Yeah, man, you can find us there, and of course at innercirclepn.com, where you can find us and the rest of these savages.
Kaz, man, I do appreciate you coming by. I do appreciate you sitting with us and making your official appearance on #NoOffense, man.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you guys, and like I said, keep up the great work. I fucking love the chemistry that you guys have. You know, you guys are my Monday night clean podcast, and Sam PC's my Tuesday night cleaning podcast, man. So I love it. I have to clean the shop 2 nights a week, and that's when I get my Sam PC and my HTNOS in, man. So
I love it,
keep up the great work, guys.
Appreciate you.
Same to you guys, man.
This has been another episode of the #NoOffense show. For our OGs, we love you. If you're a new listener, thanks for giving us a shot. We hope that you subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Give us a rate and review. We're available everywhere you can find podcasts. Look for us on social media at HTNOS everywhere, on the web at htnos.com or at innercirclepn.com for us and all the homies. It's a present company, Kaz and the Hood Diner, Simmons and More, Shit Happens When You Party Naked, The Plunge, Any Pod, Failing Hollywood, all our original programming. We got Slimmer Circle, Inner Circle Sports on a little hiatus because Riley's been ditching me. Throwing
because of that mustache.
They ain't got nothing to do with it. Throwing Smoke. If you're a fan of MMA, tune into Joe B and Randall Fowler from Married as Fuck. They're doing an MMA thing and they do it up good, man. Those guys are really killing it with that. Flagship show that started it all, Comedy is Dead. That's going to be making its comeback in some form or fashion sometime soon. You look for that. Mark my words.
Okay, Motormouth. I was saying he was given mustache rides. I wasn't saying anything negative about his mustache.
Right.
Mustache. Excuse me, madam.
Anyway,
Riley's out there California dreaming right now.
Yeah, right. Giving mustache rides to all the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the ladies.
Rude.
Get at me. I'm the real Wutsky everywhere.
I'm Duchess Wutsky on Twitter. Hit me up.
We are #NoOffense.
Peace.
Kaz,
hold on 1 second. Logan! Quiet, baby. We're not done yet, okay? Thank you. All right, go ahead.
That was a 10-year-old fuck you. That silence right there. She said, we're not done yet. And he was like...